John Beverly, the Candyman, the businessman with a conscience, on LICMC.net radio every Saturday at 3 p.m.
Hello, everyone. This is John Beverly, the businessman with a conscience, here at the Alchemalon Village, where each one reach one, each one teach one. One brick, one building, one block at a time. And as we often say, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And we show that we care about the things that we do. And I just want to say Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Happy Kwanzaa. And I'm just thanking God and just being grateful and appreciative to make it to 2026. Some didn't make it, some didn't make that crossover, but I just want to thank God for allowing me to make it. And not only did I make it, but I also turned on December the 31st, 1925, I turned 73 years old, and I counted a blessing because some didn't make it. And believe it or not, I had an uncle, Tony Rogers Sr., and I remember when he turned 50 and he was talking about 50. I made that big 50, the big 50, and I used to look at him and say, ooh, wee, that was old. And then as a kid, I, didn't know that really what to expect out of life. And at that time, I said, well, he made 50, and maybe if I could just make 35. But nevertheless, 35 wasn't a whole lot, and that was actually too young for something to happen. But God knew I didn't know any better. And I'm just so grateful, like I said, to be able to not to only get past that big 50, but I'm 73. And, I'm still blessed. I have my life, health, and strength. I'm able to move around, get around, to do things for myself. I still drive. I go shopping. I'm working. So I have a lot to be thankful for. And like I say, for Christmas, I was able to, Lord have blessed me to still to be able to be working in the capacity of our home and foreign mission. And we was able to bless a lot of people with food baskets. I think maybe a total of over 50 some people. And we gave out turkey ham, regular hams, and smoked turkeys and Cornish hens. The Lord just He blessed me to serve that capacity, to serve in that ministry for over 45 years. And I count that a blessing just to be able to do that. We don't take nothing for granted. And the Lord, He blesses us and He see our hearts. He know our intentions. A lot of times you say you see the need and don't nobody do anything, say, well, I'll pray for you. But not only we need prayer, but not only do we need prayer, we also need somebody to think enough of us to do something about our situations. And we have to be careful even then trying to do something about situations because we don't want people to take us for granted as well. And so many times, we find ourselves we're reaching out and trying to do and help people. And sometimes, and even me, I have neglected myself a whole lot of times. I've even neglected my family, but I let them know what I was doing and I got their permission. But sometimes we just have to take time out for ourselves and do something for ourselves. And let's not forget ourselves. Let's not forget our families. Let's not forget your husband, your wife, your children, your grandchildren, because just like everybody else needs you, they need you as well. And you need to be, you can't wear yourself out and work yourself to death trying to reach out, even though it's a good thing, trying to help other people. But You have to take care of your own self. So, like I say, I just, thank God for being here and glad that a lot of you have made it, the one that's under the sound of my voice. You are some of those blessed people that made it. And I just want to take this time to say that this year we want to be more focused, and I'm glad, a lot of us didn't get caught up. Hopefully, we didn't get caught up in all of that spending and buying things and putting yourself in debt because we want to make the right decisions this year. Think about not only the things that we say and do, because it also affects other people, but also it affects you and your family as well. How you spend your money, how we want to not waste money. We want to spend our money wisely. Our focus should be, hopefully, you see it the same way I do. I'm not trying to tell anyone what to do or how to do what you need to do. You know better than I do, but make sure that it's priority. There's something I always say, good to me, but not good for me. Sometimes we find ourselves doing things because they're good to us, and we find ourselves doing things because we want to do them. We don't need to do them, but we want to. We want clothes, we want furniture, we want cars, we want a lot of different things. We want to go out to dinner. Well, let's focus on being a little more wise in those decisions. There's nothing wrong with going out to dinner. There's nothing wrong with having a new car if you can afford it. There's nothing wrong with buying clothes and different things if you can afford it. But let's not just do it just, that impulse buying and spending. Make sure that it's something that you can use and hopefully you need it. But wants and needs is two different things. You want, I want the best of life. I want a big fine car. I want a pocket full of money. I want a whole lot of things. But my priorities are I have some of my, taking care of my family. Charity begins at home and then spreads abroad. So we have to make sure that we take care of our families. And then after we take care of our families, those of you that's in the ministry or have a church home or whatever, don't forget to make sure you take care of your church. Look out, meet the needs in the church as well. Help to support your church. The church, just like you have light bill or gas bill, water bill, and insurance and different things, well, so does your church. And it's not the pastor's responsibility, it's the members. My father said, muzzle not the ark that treadeth out the corn. So, we want the field, so we want to make sure that we take care the ministry. We want to make sure you take care of your pastor. I'm not, like I say, I'm not telling you what to do. If you don't see it, don't, you know, you do what you figure you need to do. I'm not trying to make nobody do anything. I'm not trying to tell you that, you better do this, you better do that. But if the Lord touches your heart to do something, do it. Uh, like I say, help to support your ministry, the church. Make sure you pay. If you believe in tithes, pay your tithes. You believe in the offering, then give your offering. We teach us that, so I make sure that I pay my tithes and give my offering. And the different other ministries, try to support the different ministries and different ones that's having something and putting on different programs. We are helpless one to another. You want someone to help you. So, in your ministry, in your church, if there's someone that got a program that's going on, let's support them because when you having something going on, you want somebody to help to support you. We always say, I'm selling tickets, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and would you help me, help me, help me? But then when somebody come to you, you don't want to help them. But just like you want to help, you won't help, you know, help somebody else, and my brother Clement Beverly, Elder Clement Beverly, always says, many hands make light work. So we're helpers, like I say, one to another. So if we help each other, that makes the load a little bit lighter for everybody. So, like I say, think about what you're doing. Try to help to make the right decisions. I got my nephew. I tell y'all about sometimes. That he's in this. I think it's either assistant living or convalescent home or whatever it is. But and for the last 3 weeks, I've been, taking him plate up there, taking him little snacks and different things. But I'm getting up in the age, and we got other family members too. And something our pastor being, he reaches out and sends something to him when he can, if he can't get out there. And he got brothers and sisters that, we'll look out for him from time to time. So all I'm saying that if you see the need, meet the need. But I think I'm one of the few that he can get a hold to a little more often. So, but I had to let him know that I'm not as young as I used to be. But all is expected out of you is for you to do the best that you can. If you can do it, do it. If you can't, then don't do it. And let it, whoever it is, let them know. I'm sorry. I would love to, or right now I can't afford to, or I'm not able, or I don't have the time. Because we have to also, make time for ourselves. We can't wear ourselves out trying to take care of other people. And so many times, different ones will find themselves doing that, trying to help meet the need of everybody else's. You do what you can do, not on a string, but what you can do. You know, uh, if somebody, you got people. I got a neighbor, and I thank God for my neighbors. When I go out of town, if they don't see movement around the house, I don't see the car in and out. If I leave it there, I don't leave it. They'll call me to find out what's going on. Hey, John, this is such and such. Just checking to see. I haven't seen the car move, or I haven't seen the car lately. So you are you on a trip? You taking one of your trips or whatever? Just checking because I'm watching the house and I appreciate that because they don't have to think enough of you to even do that. To be concerned if they see it, okay, yeah, they don't, whatever. And we don't take turns. It's just that sometimes I get up a little bit earlier than my neighbor, and I'll blow my snow out the driveway and the walkway, and go down his driveway and walkway. But most of the time, I'm working, so sometimes I have to leave and don't do it. And if I don't do it, he know I'm at work and he'll take his snow blower and he blow when he get through doing his walkway. He snow blow my walkway, and not only my walkway, he do the driveway all the way back to my garage door. And it's just a blessing. The Lord put you on people's mind that they want to reach out and be a blessing and do something like that for you, and don't even think nothing about it. And we just appreciate each other. I let him when I see him, I thank him and I appreciate him. And, and he lets me know, he said, I'm just glad to have you for a neighbor. And I says the same thing back to him, I'm glad to have you for a neighbor. Because like I often say, and y'all often hear me piggyback and go backwards and forward about what my mom and dad said. But my dad always said that people don't have to think or care enough about you to do anything for you. So when they think enough of you or think that you are okay enough person that they want to do something for, then thank them for it, then appreciate them for it, and thank God for him putting you on their mind and in the spirit to want to do something for you. So as I often say, and hopefully I said something to encourage you, thank you for listening to John Beverly, the businessman with a conscience, here at the Alcumalon Village, where each one reach one, each one teach one, one brick, one building, one block at a time. And as we often say, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Remember, don't hurt yourself. God bless you.
John Beverly, the Candyman, the businessman with a conscience, on LICMC.net radio every Saturday at 3 p.m.